Hi everyone, and welcome to DC Public Library STEM Time. I'm Miss Tara. Today we're focusing on the E in STEM, which stands for engineering. And we're doing an engineering challenge using straws and masking tape. Now, if you don't have straws at your house, you can use popsicle sticks, you can use toothpicks, but be careful, those can be sharp. You can also use pencils, preferably pencils that haven't been sharpened. And then you also can use scissors if you need them for the straws, because my straws have this flexible end, and if you don't want to be dealing with the flexible end, you can cut those off. However, I am well aware that environmentally straws are not the best thing for our world, so I'm being very cautious as I'm using them, and I'm trying to be able to get to a point to reuse them in other projects. So that's why I'm choosing not to cut off the flexible part of my straws as I'm doing this. Okay, so what we're doing for our engineering challenge is it's a building challenge, as I mentioned, and I want you to use, and I'm going to use the example of straws, but you know that you can use something else in your home, like I just mentioned, if that works for you, to build classic geometric shapes that engineers would use for building buildings and tunnels and bridges and all of those things. So the triangle, of course, strongest geometric shape there is, and then also some rectangles and squares. And I'm doing that. I find that you can use Scotch tape if you want to, if that's all you have, but I find masking tape is really good at being able to be pulled off and fixed, which is why I tend to prefer to use masking tape. Okay, so with when we're making our triangles, we're laying the masking tape on our table surface. We are going to put the two joints together like that, which you might be able to see how I'm making them neat, and then I'm just going to fold over and have it close. So you need to have your masking tape long enough that it's going to make a strong joint where the two straw ends can come together, okay? And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, so that you can see, and then close. Now I'm going to make a whole bunch of these, and I've gone ahead and done that. And if I was going to do squares, I would put around like that. Join the two together, okay? So always joining at a seam with masking tape, okay? And if you don't have masking tape, like I said, you can try Scotch tape, but Scotch tape is so good at sticking onto things that sometimes it can be very frustrating to work with. Whereas masking tape, if I needed to reseal this one, I could easily start to peel off and redo it as in the position I want. Okay, so all that being said, I make a whole bunch of these up, and then I assemble them together into a shape, and I happen to make a diamond shape here. And your challenge is to build a bigger shape out of your straw shapes. Are you going to be able to make a sphere? Are you going to make a diamond? Are you going to make a gigantic rectangle that has a sphere in it? Whatever the case may be. Our time is almost up, so let me just wrap up by saying that as you look at my structure, you're going to see where, and I purposely did this, where I have like this screen right here is all of one of these triangle pieces. And so I end up with a connection that has three pieces together, and that might be design-wise a good thing. That might be providing a lot of support and stability, which is something an engineer would be thinking about when constructing something. However, I also need to think about the cost of materials. So would it be better if I do something like what I did on this side, which is where I'm only using one straw instead of more than one? So in other words, when you're piecing this together, I wouldn't need this one here. I would just need the 2 because I'm using the existing orange. Okay? So all things to think about as you start building and designing a bigger shape out of straws. Until next time, thank you for joining me for STEM Time. I'm Miss Tara. Don't forget to check us out at dclibrary.org, and there you can ask and chat with a librarian at Ask DCPL, and you can find out what phase of reopening we are in. Take care, everyone.